All right, so have you seen this? A game called Kill Knight. Like, come on, you know you'd click on that.
It's like they went for the most straightforward title ever.
Straight to the point. But is it all just hype?
Well, that's what we're here to find out, right?
Right. We dug into reviews, watched some gameplay, the whole 9 yards.
Gotta make sure it lives up to the name.
Exactly. Okay, so for anyone who hasn't been sucked in by the awesome title already, Kill Knight is a twin-stick shooter,
Fast-paced action, dodging bullets.
and it has some roguelike elements in the mix too. Permadeath, randomized stuff, you know the drill.
Makes each run feel different.
Sure.
Oh, and you can play it pretty much anywhere. PC, consoles, it's everywhere.
Developed by Playside, they've done some cool stuff before.
Age of Darkness, Final Stand rings a bell.
Yeah, so they don't shy away from a challenge. And Kill Knight is no exception from what we're hearing.
Tough as nails, some reviewers said. Relentless, even.
Okay, so we're definitely getting a workout then, huh? Like, sometimes that's the fun of it, right? That feeling when you finally beat it.
Oh, for sure, the sense of accomplishment.
Okay, but before we get into how hard it is, let's talk about what you actually DO in the game. I'm getting a very always be moving vibe from the gameplay I've seen.
It's all about speed and precision. You're constantly dodging, weaving between enemies, firing off shots whenever you get a window.
Sounds intense, and to add to the chaos, you've got these overdrive abilities that activate when you reload.
Because who needs a breather
Yeah.
when you can unleash even more mayhem, right?
Seriously. So tell me, what exactly are these overdrive abilities? They sound pretty game-changing. Literally.
Oh, they definitely are. Imagine this. You're surrounded, low on ammo, about to get overrun. Instead of just reloading normally, you activate overdrive. It could give you a temporary shield or a speed boost, even a massive area of effect attack.
Whoa, okay, hold on. So we've got movement, aiming, managing ammo, A&D, these overdrive abilities on top of everything else. How does it not become overwhelming?
That's the thing about Kill Knight. It manages to weave all these mechanics together seamlessly. Take the weapons, for example. You've got your standard guns, right? But then you've got this heavy weapon, too.
Okay, classic power fantasy stuff.
Except it has limited ammo, so you really have to make those shots count.
So it's a risk-reward thing? Do you go all out with the heavy hitter or save it for a critical moment?
Exactly, and it gets even more interesting when you bring melee combat into the mix.
Oh, yeah. Don't most twin-stick shooters treat melee as a last resort? Like if you run out of ammo and you're desperate?
Usually, yeah. But in Kill Knight, melee is essential. It's not just an extra option, it's how you replenish ammo for your heavy weapon.
No way, really. So you're telling me to use the big guns, I have to get up close and personal with these demons.
Yep. Forces you to think differently, switch up your tactics constantly. Do you go for the melee kill to reload, or try to stretch those heavy weapon shots further?
I'm already feeling the strategic depth here, and we haven't even touched on the difficulty yet. And there was something else, right? Some mechanic about absorbing.
Oh, right. The absorb mechanic. It's like the glue that holds everything together. So when enemies die, they drop these, like, blood gems.
Okay, like little power-up.
Exactly. And you can let them absorb slowly over time, which, give you a little bit of energy.
But where's the fun in that?
Right. That's the safe route. The real move is to use your overdrive and suck them all up at once.
Now that sounds more like it. What kind of payoff are we talking about here?
Well, aside from feeling like a total badass as you're, like, vacuuming up this storm of blood gems, it charges up this crazy powerful attack. Think of it like a get-out-of-jail-free card.
Nice. In a game like this, I might need a few of those.
Oh, and it drops a bunch of health pickups too, which, let's be honest, are basically as good as gold in this game.
Yeah, no kidding. Sounds like another layer of strategy there. Do you play it safe and hope for the best, or risk it all for that huge power move? Man, this game is ticking all the boxes for me. But let's be real, the difficulty. Brutal. Unforgiving. The reviewers did not hold back.
Yeah, Kill Knight definitely doesn't mess around. Remember those tight arenas we were talking about?
Oh yeah, the ones crawling with demons?
Those ones. Packed with enemies, each with their own little quirks and attack patterns. You gotta learn. And it's not just the quantity, it's the design. The reviewers were all raving about it, saying the enemy design is top-notch.
So you really gotta be on your game, huh? It's not just about quick reflexes, but knowing what's coming at you before it even happens.
Exactly. One reviewer compared it to like a deadly dance. Once you learn the steps, you can anticipate your partner's every move. And then, of course, there are the environmental hazards.
Oh, come on, hazards too. Don't tell me they're throwing spike pits and swinging blades at me while I'm dodging demon hordes.
What can I say? They like to keep things interesting. And it's not just for show, either. The hazards are integrated into the gameplay. Makes you really think about your positioning.
Those arenas just got a whole lot smaller in my mind. Okay, I'm starting to get the picture here. This game is out for blood. But there are difficulty options, right? Like maybe a casual mode for us mere mortals?
There are multiple difficulties, yes, but even the easiest one is going to give you a run for your money. Let's just say this game was made for people who love a good challenge.
Challenge accepted. But let's say, hypothetically speaking, I die. Like, Ayla T. What's there to keep me coming back?
Well, there's the pure, unadulterated joy of finally beating that challenge, right? But there's more to it than that. Kill Knight knows how to reward players. As you play, you unlock new weapons, new tools, ways to customize your loadout.
Classic loot grind. Gotta catch 'em all, right? What kind of goodies are we talking
Oh,
about?
they've got it all. Shotguns for those up-close and personal encounters, rifles for keeping your distance, grenades, proximity mines. They even have a weaponized black hole.
Oh, weaponized black hole. Okay, that's just showing off now. I love it. So, lots of variety in the weapon department. But what about the levels themselves? We've heard a lot about these cramped arenas, but do they at least look different?
So they took a bit of a different approach to level design. Instead of totally randomized levels every time, there are 5 distinct stages.
So, no procedurally generated levels?
Nope. Each stage has its own visual style, its own enemies, its own, well, you get the picture.
Hazards galore. Gotcha. But I guess even without fully randomized levels, those 5 stages can still offer a lot of variety, right?
Oh, for sure. Don't underestimate the fixed layout. Enemy combinations and spawn points keep you guessing. It's like, you know the stage, you know the players, but the dance is different every time.
So each playthrough is like a new dance routine, but in hell. I like it. But for those who really want to test their skills, Kill Knight has one more trick up its sleeve, am I right?
You know it. Global leaderboards. Gotta see who the true demon slayers are.
Of course. Bragging rights are half the fun. So we've got different playstyles, competitive leaderboards. What about after you've beaten the game? Is there anything for the truly hardcore players?
They've got that covered too. Once you beat the main game, it unlocks Master Mode, and it's not just like harder enemies or anything.
Oh no, let me guess. It's harder in Me&D. There are new twists and turns.
You got it. New challenges, new enemy variations, even some changes to the core mechanics, just to keep you on your toes.
This game does not let up, huh? I kind of love it. All right, so we've talked about the gameplay, the strategy, but what about the vibes? How does Kill Knight look and sound?
Imagine. Dark, gritty, bathed in neon. That's Kill Knight in a nutshell.
I am here for that aesthetic.
It's like those old school arcade games, but with a modern, brutal twist. And the isometric viewpoint, it just adds to the whole atmosphere, like you're always surrounded.
Oh, totally. Some reviewers were saying it felt like playing through an old action horror flick, like something by John Carpenter, but with, more pixels and demons.
Nailed it. Retro, but still fresh. And we can't forget about the soundtrack. It's not just background music, it's like part of the experience.
Oh, yeah. Give me the details.
It's got this industrial synth-heavy sound. Gets the adrenaline pumping, that's for sure.
So we've got the look, we've got the sound. What about the story? Did they throw in any narrative between demon slaying sprees?
They did, but they took an interesting approach. Really minimalist. Like those old arcade games where you get a couple of sentences on the screen, and that's it.
No long cutscenes to slow down the action then. I can dig it. So what's the gist?
You were a knight, betrayed, brought back to kill demons. Your goal, defeat the last angel. That's the setup. The rest is told through the environment, the visuals.
So it's more about atmosphere and implication than straight-up exposition.
Exactly. And honestly, for a game like this, it works. It just throws you into the action and lets you experience the story firsthand.
All right, so to sum it all up, Kill Knight sounds like brutal action, strategic depth, and a whole lot of style, all wrapped into one tight package. It's not going to hold your hand, but for the right kind of player, that's part of the appeal, right?
Without a doubt. This one's for the players who crave a challenge, who want to master a game that fights back every step of the way.
So is Kill Knight worth your time? Well, that's up to you to decide. But if you're looking for a game that's as exhilarating as it is challenging, that'll make you feel like a strategic genius 1 minute and then put you in your place the next, then Kill Knight might be right up your alley.
And while you're battling your way through those neon-drenched arenas, think about this. What is it about these kinds of games, the ones that push us to our limits, that we find so captivating? What keeps us coming back for more, even when the odds are stacked against us?
It's a question worth pondering, especially in a world where so many things are designed to be easy. Maybe it's the challenging experiences, the ones that make us really work for it, that truly stick with us. Anyway, that's all the time we have for today. Until next time, happy demon hunting.